Howdy guys, today I'm going to show you how to set up a developer version of Beyond All Reason and test a pull request. The first thing you need obviously is the game itself. We're going to be using GitHub Desktop for our Git handling. And finally open up a web page with this specific address on GitHub because we're going to use the helpful guide section later on. The first thing we got to do is open up the game after it's downloaded and start it. In the settings menu, there will eventually be a tab here for developer options, but currently we don't have it because this is a fresh install of the game. So let's exit out of this and we'll open it up again, the launcher, because it has this handy button, Open Install Directory. Let's click that. Now that this is open, we're going to create a couple of things. The first thing we're going to create is a text file. We're going to call it dev mode. Be careful not to call it devmode.txt unless you have extensions enabled, because if we do that, and we go to properties, the way this actually appears to the game is devmode.text.text. We don't want that. We want devmode. A single version, a single copy of text there. So that's what we're going to call it. The second thing that we need to create is a folder. We're going to call it games. This is where the clone of the developer version of the game will live. Now that we have those things set up, let's open up GitHub Desktop. When you open it for the first time, it'll look like this, but at any time, you can click this File button, Lone Repository. That's what we want to do. We're going to switch over to this URL tab here, because if we go to this Quick Start Guide, which is telling you exactly how to do the same things that I'm telling you how to do, it has this handy dandy URL. We're going to take that URL and paste it in that section right there. The next thing we're going to do is go into the games folder, and we're going to take this file path, copy it, and we're going to put it down here. And we're going to call our neat little folder bar.std. The .std part is important, so make sure to put that in there. And we're going to hit clone. It takes a while to load, so I'm going to pause this and we'll come back to it once it's loaded up. All right, she's loaded up. So with this open, we have a branches tab here. Currently on master. So this is where all of the changes that have been merged into the base game that are awaiting a rolling release is going to be. So this is like the vanilla milquetoast base version of the game. But you can create new branches and then start making modifications of those branches. We're not covering that today necessarily, but now you know it's there. And that's kind of how we do our work, is that we create a branch, and then we work on the branch, and then we ask for it to be merged into main, and that is what a pull request is. These are the open pull requests currently at the time of recording for Beyond All Reason. This is something that I'm working on. I'm going to use that as an example. So let's click on that, and what GitHub is doing is checking the differences between the master version of the game, the master branch, and whatever changes that were made on this pull request. It just fetched all of the differences, and now it is in our bar.std folder that we created. Speaking of which, here it is. If you did things correctly, in this file path, in the games folder will be bar.std. Now that that's there, we can open up the game again. And we're going to go over to the Settings tab. Now we have this shiny new Developer tab here. Huzzah! And then down at the bottom, you will be in Beyond All Reason normal version. But we're going to switch over to Beyond All Reason Dev. Now we're in the developer version of the game, and whatever changes that were made in this pull request are going to be reflected in the game. So if we go to advanced options here, hey, we have a quick start button. I'll just turn on some things and we'll run the game to show that it works. At least I hope the feature works. Oh goodness, this might take a minute. Aha, we're back in business.
Choose your starting location.
Aha, we have this fancy bar thing here. Anyway, that's how it works. You now have a developer version of the game, and you are
Started.
testing a pull request. Congratulations. Thanks for watching.